CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Good evening. Flair Airlines will start reviewing its baggage sizers at airports across the country in response to a CTV News Edmonton story. A local man had a piece of luggage custom built to Flair's online specifications, only to discover it didn't fit. As CTV's Connor Hogg reports, he's now considering a class action lawsuit.
As travelers rush to catch their flights at YEG, most have made sure their carry-ons and personal items are the right size.
I measure it before, before I carry it.
I wanted to carry on my bag, but it was just too much. So kind of stood there for 5-10 minutes just holding up the line.
After several financial hits, one frequent Flair flyer decided to take matters into his own hands.
I've flown with Flair quite a few times, and every single time I would go and you put your bag in the sizer there, and it just never fits.
So Andre Grondin had this custom suitcase built to the exact personal item specifications on Flair's website, with a width slightly less than Flair's published 6 inches. When he tried to take his new bag on a Flair flight, the custom-built briefcase didn't fit.
The sizer, turns out, is about an eighth smaller than what it's listed as, the dimensions that are given on your boarding pass. You'll see on any given day dozens of customers and people at the gate saying, getting this extra charge, this last minute fee that you're not aware of, and here, put it in that sizer. Oh, it doesn't fit in there, you got to pay.
In response, Flair told CTV Today, our baggage sizers are designed to match the dimensions outlined in our policy. However, in this instance, the experience fell short of our standard. Flair contacted Grondin and offered to refund his baggage charges. Flair also told him the sizer was damaged.
I don't believe that to be the case. There's nothing damaged about that sizing rack.
Grondin is now considering a class action lawsuit. Flair says it's initiating a network-wide review of its baggage sizers to ensure consistency with its published dimensions. Customers whose baggage doesn't fit in Flair's sizers pay a fee between $29 and $109 Canadian dollars plus tax. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Edmonton's 2 remaining supervised drug consumption sites will remain open for now. The province says its recovery model for addictions treatment has been so successful it can safely close overdose prevention sites in Calgary and Lethbridge. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
We already know what they're going to be injecting. They've told us that.
Supervised drug consumption sites were introduced under the NDP as a harm reduction response to the opioid crisis. Now, under the UCP, Alberta has a recovery approach to addiction treatment.
Addiction is a healthcare issue that requires treatment and recovery-focused supports.
The government is spending big to build 11 recovery communities across Alberta. Most will be operational by the end of the year. It's also expanding access to treatment, including for people in the justice system.
People need more than survival. They need hope. They need treatment, and they need a path to recovery.
Supervised consumption sites are no longer part of that path in Calgary and Lethbridge. Facilities there will close at the end of June. Minister Rick Wilson says those communities no longer need them.
Somebody that wants to go in for treatment, I'll get you in today if you want. We've got the system really working well here. In Edmonton, we're not quite at that speed yet, and in Grand Prairie.
There are 2 sites left in Edmonton where people can use their own illegal drugs under medical supervision. There is no timeline to close them or one in Grand Prairie. In Calgary, the province is replacing the consumption site with a 24/7 overdose response team, fast access to addiction medicine, and other expanded treatment options.
You're not showing that that safety net was not working. What you're showing is how hard you have to work to compensate for removing that service.
Health researcher Elaine Hishka says the sites are proven to save lives, especially in the homeless population. The government points to a study that looked at the impact of closing the consumption site in Red Deer last spring.
The study found that overdose deaths did not increase. Emergency room visits did not spike amongst the users.
Hishka takes issue with the study for multiple reasons. It was done by a Crown corporation that reports to Minister Wilson, and its authors included caveats with their results.
They specifically say that we cannot draw conclusive findings about the safety of closing these sites from their analysis.
Regardless, the province is leaning on the study to help justify the closures in southern Alberta, with plans to close sites in Edmonton and Grand Prairie at a later date. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Canada Border Service Agency is identifying the 2 men it deported for their alleged roles in a national extortion scheme based in Edmonton. CTV's Nicole Lampa explains who they are and what's next for them.
The extortion case, Project Gaslight, lasted nearly 4 years from the investigation to the most latest conviction. After a resurgence in copycat extortions last May, Edmonton police enlisted the help of the Canada Border Services Agency for Project Extortion.
This strategy worked quickly. It eliminated the threat, ended the extortions by this group in the Edmonton area.
The CBSA says it arrested 2 men in November for immigration investigations related to extortions. Arshdeep Singh, who came on a student permit in 2022, was deported in January. Sukhnaz Singh Sandhu was removed last month after spending 10 years in Canada as a temporary resident. Both men remained at an immigration detention center on the grounds of being a danger to the public until they were kicked out of the country for violating the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act.
Undoubtedly, this is a very unique approach.
CTV's public safety analyst applauds the move.
So getting them out of the country, I think, is a tax savings and a public safety plus. So goodbye, good riddance.
This case has all the hallmarks of politics.
An immigration lawyer explains the motivation and consequences behind the deportations.
So yes, you can resolve your political issue and your criminal issue by giving a plane ride to the accused, who goes scot-free with a get-out-of-jail card. What does that say to the victims? If the victims said, yeah, we're okay with this, do it. If the victims want justice, the politicians better think twice.
Edmonton police say the pair were part of an alleged core group operating out of Edmonton, connected to cases in Calgary, BC, and Ontario. Another 3 are still being investigated by the CBSA for immigration violations. A total of 51 suspects are connected to Project Extortion. Nicole Lampa, CTV News, Edmonton.
2 men from Edmonton are among the 3 people charged with the murder of a man from Calgary. The victim was found dead outside his vehicle in December. Police say the men from Edmonton and a 17-year-old are now charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Last week, 2 of those men were arrested in BC during what police are calling a lucky break.
We have had warrants for all 4 individuals placed on our CPIC system. When the RCMP located the males who had driven off the road in a snowstorm, sort of in the middle of nowhere, they came upon them. When they realized who they were dealing with, they contacted us and took direction from us to arrest them.
Investigators are still looking for Yaya Abduli Hai. The 22-year-old may be in Edmonton, British Columbia, or the Northwest Territories. Edmonton police say they may have encountered a man who has been missing for nearly 6 years, but they need your help finding him again. Jeffrey Kaporal was reported missing in spring of 2020. Police say they interacted with a man earlier this month who had the same name. The officers on scene later learned he was a missing person. Police have been unable to find the man since and are asking for your help finding him. He's believed to be living in areas along Edmonton's River Valley. Highway 93 between Banff and Jasper is closed because of the high risk of avalanches. Crews are doing avalanche control work along the highway. It will be closed until at least noon tomorrow. Avalanche Canada says cooler weather this weekend will help, but conditions in the Rocky Mountains remain volatile. Parks Canada is urging people to check the conditions before heading out. The province is promising more money to improve the health of Indigenous people in Alberta. If Budget 2026 is approved, nearly $16 million will go towards paying 95 doctors, many of whom are Indigenous, to provide culturally safe and patient-centered care. Another $16 million would help pay for programs delivered by the Indigenous Health Division. The funding is based on recommendations by a panel made up of healthcare professionals, government officials, as well as First Nation, Métis, and Inuit members.
I think the biggest thing is that, you're listening. The government is listening. And, we're turning this into action. And so, again, I'm pleased to see the work that we've put together. And really, it's a blueprint for, health solutions and health pathways moving forward here. So I'm really excited about that.
Funding will also go towards prevention and early detection initiatives. Post-secondary students will soon have access to more affordable housing options in downtown Edmonton. The city says it will use $15 million to create 550 new student housing units. The money is coming through the city's Housing Accelerator Fund. That money is given to projects designed specifically for students with rental rates below the monthly average. The units must also be reserved for students for at least 10 years. 5 projects will share the funding. Construction is expected to start this spring. Some students in Edmonton are spreading joy through their art. A school in the Riverbend area is offering up pieces to anyone who wants a little extra color in their life. CTV's Nicole Weisberg has more.
Enthusiastic students and a fence full of art. These kids are excited to offer a gift to the neighborhood, their creative expressions.
I personally love art, and I love seeing others' art, so people can take it and have some art for their heart, because everyone deserves kindness.
This was organized by the student leadership team at St. Mary Catholic School. The group was inspired by a Lethbridge school that does something similar.
I thought it was a great idea to get our arts into other people's homes and make them feel happy.
What we really wanted to focus on was, it doesn't take a big event or a huge project to bring joy and to spread kindness. It's something little.
School staff say the leadership team rallied students from every grade to participate, focusing on images and messaging that might make others happy.
Of course, that message was adjusted based on the age. So the kindergarten kids worked really hard. They cut out some positive words to stick in the bags. And then the grade 6s, took it to another level. They wanted to really focus on writing some messages that were inspirational to others in hopes of lifting others up.
And based on the reactions of those passing by, the students accomplished their goal.
Especially on a dreary day like this, it sure brings some sunshine to someone's day.
I like them and they're so beautiful.
Staff say any art not picked up today will make its way into neighborhood mailboxes and nearby senior centers, so every message and dash of color doesn't go to waste. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
There's an opportunity to tour 9 different art galleries for free this weekend. You can hop on one of these buses tomorrow and visit all the art galleries in downtown Edmonton. The art bus is free to ride, and so is the admission to the galleries. You also get a discount at art gallery stores and some restaurants. Art bus is being put on by McEwen's Mitchell Art Gallery and the Edmonton Transit Service. Its goal is to make it easier to visit downtown.
You might be intimidated trying to navigate on your own, perhaps construction and figuring out how to navigate around construction or where to park can feel like a challenge. And this event turns all of those challenges into an opportunity to do something fun together.
The first bus leaves McEwen's Allard Hall tomorrow at noon. 3 art buses will run a loop between each gallery until 5 o'clock. A hockey player who was called up just yesterday to the NHL could make his Oilers debut tomorrow. Roby Järventie had played his first 7 games in the NHL 2 seasons ago with the Ottawa Senators. Since then, the Finnish forward has been with the Oilers farm team in Bakersfield. After struggling with knee injuries, he's managed to stay healthy this season, playing in 52 games and scoring 17 goals in the AHL. Järventie says if he's called on to play tomorrow, he'll be ready.
I feel like as the year has gone on, I kind of got my legs underneath me again. Feel more confident skating, making plays.
The Oilers wrap up a 4-game homestand tomorrow when they host the Tampa Bay Lightning. Canada's newest figure skating medalists are coming to Rogers Place. Piper Gillies and Paul Poirier won Olympic bronze in ice dance. They're part of the latest cast of Stars on Ice. The tour also features performances by figure skating legend Elvis Stoico and decorated Olympian Caitlin Osmond, who trained here at the Ice Palace Skating Club in Edmonton. Stars on Ice will stop at Rogers Place May 8th. Tickets are on sale right now. Coming up next on CTV News, why beef prices continue to rise despite more stability in the cattle industry.
Good evening, folks. First weekend of spring. Today was our spring equinox, and
looks like we might see a little bit more snow through this first weekend of spring, especially Saturday evening and then again late Sunday. As far as temperatures, a bit milder than today, pretty close to average, highs in the 2 to 6 degree range. We'll get into that in a little more detail, tell you what's happening across the rest of the province in just a few minutes.
The city of Lacombe and Lacombe County are banding together to stop a possible closure of the Lacombe Research and Development Centre. Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada confirm the centre is among several federal facilities closing across the country. The federal government says it's reducing its national workforce. The county and city of Lacombe hope to highlight the centre's importance. Lacombe's mayor says the news came as a surprise. She believes this will have a major impact on the community.
It's, a significant contributor to our national GDP. Agriculture industry is a significant portion of Canada. And so when you reduce the amount of research, especially when it's research that applies to the growing conditions in this area, that will affect both the quality of what we're able to do, as far as, crops and livestock.
A task force went to Ottawa to testify before the Standing Committee on Agriculture and Agri-Food last month. Lacombe County Reeve John Ireland is on that task force. He says seeing it from a personal perspective gives him more motivation to try and reset the decision.
Disbelief, I guess, was my reaction. The research program nationally is so integrated. And there's so many reasons, geopolitical, food security, our agriculture industry is world-class, and we need to have that unbiased research in order to maintain our status in the world.
The deadline to submit a detailed report on the effects of the closure passed earlier this week. The Standing Committee will have 45 days to table its final report in Parliament. The price of beef is rising despite signs the cattle industry is becoming more stable. CTV's Quinn Keenan has more on when we can expect the cost of steak to become more lean.
Beef prices have continued to rise over recent years. New data from Statistics Canada shows beef prices have risen 14% year over year.
An increase year over year. We are working on double-digit increases in the price of retail beef, that is for sure. A lot of it has been driven by the rebuild that's now going on in Canada.
The biggest driver behind these increases has been smaller herd sizes. Ranchers in southern Alberta shrunk their herds to stay profitable amid drought. A similar situation in the Midwestern United States has compounded the problem.
So when there's a drought in the Midwest U.S. and a drought in the prairies in Canada, the two were kind of combined together to have a little double whammy, and both sides of the border reduced their cow herds.
It will likely be at least a couple years before prices begin to stabilize. It typically takes about 3 years for a calf to grow to the point it can be processed.
We have to retain a heifer, then get the heifer bred, then she has a calf, then the calf has to be fed and grown up and processed, and that's almost a 3-year process.
There are some signs the Canadian cattle industry is recovering. Better weather conditions have encouraged ranchers to grow their herds. At the start of 2026, there were 11.1 million cattle in Canada, which was 2.3% higher than 2025. That's the first year-over-year increase since 2018.
Now that we had some favorable weather conditions last year, we're starting to see producers really want to expand their herd. This year, the January 1st number was the first indication of that.
Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Ramadan is over for Muslims, and the short period known as Eid has begun. Thousands of Muslims in the Edmonton area are marking the start of Eid with prayers and donations to the poor. Celebration also includes feasts. It marks the end of a lengthy period of fasting during Ramadan, the holiest month in the Muslim calendar.
It is called the Eid al-Fitr, which means the celebration of breaking the fast. And it is pretty much to take a moment to acknowledge and kind of pat ourselves on the back a little bit for all of the deeds that we've done during the whole month, whether it's worship, whether it's acts like volunteering or giving charity or whatever it is.
The feasts and visiting can continue for 3 days. It includes giving gifts to children to acknowledge their fasting during Ramadan. When we return, ground control to student Tom meet the Albertans selected to join an international space school program.
Even being able to be a small part of that is really incredible for me and really empowering.
Coming up Monday on Your Morning, we're talking healthy masculinity, how to model it, how to nurture it, and how to avoid negative influence that is evolving online. Have a great weekend. We'll see you at 6 on Monday.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. Heavy snow in through western parts of the province. You've got a snowfall warning, Whitecourt, Edson, Hinton areas, and then down through the south into the Nordegg region as well, along the Icefields Parkway. A lot of these areas going to pick up 10 to 20 centimeters worth of snow. Here in Edmonton, the heavier bands of snow through the course of the day today stayed north of Edmonton. We had a few flurries early in the day. It does look like that snow dropping through the city, though. It's going to leave some slightly more significant accumulation just north of Edmonton and then back through areas south primarily of Highway 16 is where you're going to see the heaviest of the snowfall. The snow tapers off in the Edmonton area overnight tonight. There's your snow continuing through at least the first half of the day tomorrow in through the foothills and the mountain parks. Here in Edmonton, just cloudy skies to start. We'll see some sunny breaks early afternoon and then a few more pockets of flurries develop tomorrow afternoon in the west. We could see a bit of that slide through the Edmonton area. Doesn't look super heavy, but we could see a bit more snow Saturday evening. Sunday, mixed sun and cloud, and then again, late in the day, you get a chance of either some wet flurries or maybe even a little bit of mixed precipitation. Better chance for some snow here back off to the north and northwest. Minus 11, Fort McMurray tomorrow morning. Minus 9 for Grand Prairie. Should be in the minus 5 range from Edmonton south towards Red Deer. Daytime highs tomorrow will be around the freezing mark across the northeast. 0 for Grand Prairie, a little bit above 0 in Whitecourt, Edson, Jasper, 3 or 4 degrees above 0, and Red Deer above 0 as well, while Lloydminster, you're stuck 2 or 3 degrees below the freezing mark tomorrow. We should get to about 3 degrees here in the city. We'll see a chance of flurries tomorrow evening after a cloudy start to the day. A few sunny breaks in the afternoon ahead of that chance of flurries in the evening. 5, maybe even 6 for a high on Sunday, and then a chance of some supper time or evening flurries. 3 on Monday, and then a better chance for some flurries or snow into Tuesday, possibly lingering into Wednesday. Temperatures are going to cool off. Looks like we're around average for the next 3 or 4 days, but back below 0 for daytime highs Wednesday, Thursday of next week. That is your forecast.
A grade 11 student from Alberta has been selected as Western Canada's representative to an international space school program. CTV's Kevin Green has more.
At the Hangar Flight Museum, Thomas Toombs walks past aircraft and space memorabilia that helped spark a lifelong interest in engineering and aerospace.
Earth is a one-of-a-kind planet, right? And how really, truly, I think spaceflight gives us so much more power in the world. You know, GPS, right? Technology revolves around space exploration, right?
Toombs already holds a student pilot permit and has even volunteered on a NASA citizen science project.
Where actually I helped NASA categorize Martian clouds on Mars, and we were hoping to build a big centralized database so we can better understand Mars's weather.
That should help him as he joins students from more than 20 countries in Houston, spending 2 weeks working with industry experts, including NASA engineers, designing a simulated mission to Mars.
Even being able to be a small part of that is really incredible for me and really empowering.
Getting the nod requires a rigorous selection process. In Western Canada, that's administered by Calgary's Hangar Flight Museum.
They get a really interesting experience by putting forward an application, doing the panel interview, getting that kind of experience. But the actual student who's chosen, it's a life-changing experience for them.
This was Toombs' second application. He'll be the only Canadian participant this year. On returning, he hopes to encourage others to pursue goals in STEM careers.
Just getting, I think, kids interested in science, generally, honestly, I think is a very great thing, as there's so many careers that people can do within STEM, science, technology, engineering, math subject.
Officials at the Hangar Flight Museum say the experience can shape career paths, with some past students going on to work in aerospace and science.
We've had just some amazing people. These are top performers. They are people who are movers and shakers and are really going to go somewhere in their lives.
The Hangar Flight Museum has helped select and send a Western Canadian student to the program for more than 20 years. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. Have a great weekend.